Hey gang, recently I was asked to make a couple props for an upcoming short film. One of those was a foam replica of this knife. So today I'm going to show you my process for creating a safe movie prop to have on set. Let's get started. For this project I'm going to be using a sheet of black 1/4-inch foam for the handle and a sheet of self-adhesive silver foam for the knife blade itself. I'll also be shaping a wooden popsicle stick to give the blade a little bit of rigidity. I start the process by using a sheet of cardstock and I trace the shape of the knife with a Sharpie marker. I also trace out the shape of the popsicle stick and give it some register marks so I know exactly where to place it when I start the build. Next, using my bench sander, I grind down the popsicle stick and give it its final shape. For the knife itself, I'm going to need 2 pieces of foam for the handle and 2 pieces of foam for the blade. These are going to be mirror images of themselves, so I'm going to need to mark my templates for top and bottom. Then I place the template on the foam and trace out both sides. And I do the same thing for the 2 handle pieces. Next, making sure I hold my X-Acto knife at a 90-degree angle to the foam, I cut out all the pieces that I'll need for the build. Here you can see all the pieces that I'll need for the project and a side-by-side comparison of the blade that I'm going to be using as my model. Now it's time to start the assembly process. I start by assembling the blade, using the register marks to locate exactly where the popsicle stick will be placed. And then I carefully align the top piece of foam, adhering the 2 pieces together and sandwiching the popsicle stick in between. Before I adhere the handle pieces, I'm going to do some basic shaping. I find this easier to do as separate pieces versus doing it when the knife is all together. Once I'm happy with the shape, I use contact cement to attach the handle pieces to the blade. I apply the glue to both pieces and then let it air dry for 15 minutes before I stick the 2 pieces together. Here you can see my progress and see how the 2 pieces are starting to look more alike. Next, I start the sanding process. This is the longest part of the knife build, but to me, it's the most important part of the process and ultimately reflects on the final quality of the build. Using my bench grinder and my rotary tool, I keep working away at the foam, constantly comparing the prop to the real knife until I'm satisfied with the final shape. Next, using my rotary tool, I'll make holes in the handle to reflect the same holes that are in the handle of the real knife. Finally, a little more shaping, and then I'll use 320 grit sandpaper to remove any foam burrs prior to painting. I tape off the handle, and then I'll be using charcoal gray metallic paint to simulate the metal of the blade. I spray a small amount of paint into a bowl, and then using my brush, I paint the part of the blade that's in between the handle pieces. Next, using a small amount of black spray paint, I use a rubber eraser with my pencil to give the handle texture to reflect the same texture that's in the handle of the real blade. I also use a black paint pen to give the texture a little bit more variety. Finally, I use silver metallic paint to simulate the knife edge and to indicate any wear on the blade. I use the same paint to simulate the screws in the handle. To copy the small amount of rust that's on the blade, I'll use brown and yellow craft paint. I apply it and then quickly wipe it away to leave just a shadow of color. And there you have it, the finished product. Thanks for watching. And if you like what we're doing, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for any future updates. Talk to you soon.